Imagine this. You've just arrived in Japan. You're hungry, a little tired, and standing outside a small restaurant. You ask a simple question in English, and the staff member looks nervous, not angry, not rude, just nervous. In that moment, you might think, oh no, did I do something wrong? Or maybe, what if nobody here understands me?
That feeling is completely understandable, and you're definitely not alone. According to a Japan Tourism Agency survey, communication with staff, including situations where English doesn't work, was one of the top difficulties reported by international visitors to Japan. So today's question is a simple one. What do you do when English doesn't work?
And the first thing we want to say is, please don't worry too much. If someone doesn't understand your English, it doesn't mean you're unwelcome. A lot of the time, both sides are just a little nervous. That's really all it is.
Today, we'll share one key idea that can make a real difference. Instead of explaining more, make it simpler.
By the end of this video, you'll know how to use short words, your phone screen, translation apps, and a few simple Japanese phrases. And trust me, that's more than enough to make communication go so much more smoothly.
Japan is a modern country. You'll see English signs at airports, train stations, hotels, and many tourist spots. But that doesn't mean English will always work in real-time conversation. At a large hotel or international airport, English support is often available. But in a small restaurant, a local shop, a busy train station, or a rural area, the staff may not feel comfortable speaking English.
And honestly, that can feel really stressful. You might only be asking something simple, like, can I pay by card? Or where is the platform? Or does this food contain pork? Or I have a reservation. But if the staff seems uncertain or flustered, it can start to feel like you're somehow causing trouble.
Here's what's important to understand though. A nervous reaction isn't the same as a negative reaction. Many staff members genuinely want to help. But being asked to speak English suddenly can be a lot of pressure, especially in front of customers, during a busy moment.
So the real issue isn't always Japanese people don't speak English. More often, it's both sides want to communicate, but the situation feels too stressful.
That's why your goal isn't to speak perfect English, and it's not to speak perfect Japanese either. Your goal is simply to reduce the pressure for both sides. Make the message short, make it visual, make it easy to answer.
And that is really the heart of today's video. When English doesn't work, communication still can.
One common mistake is using long, full sentences in English. For example, imagine you're at a train station. You might say something like, "Excuse me, I'm trying to get to Kyoto, but I'm not sure if this train goes there, and I was wondering if you could help me." That's perfectly polite English. But for someone who isn't confident in English, it can be too much information all at once.
And it's not wrong. Not at all. But in that moment, it can just be really hard to process. The staff might catch a few words like Kyoto and train, but miss what you're actually asking.
So instead, try making it shorter. You can show your phone and say, "This train, Kyoto," or "Kyoto platform."
It might feel almost too simple if English is your first language. But in cross-language communication, simple is often the kindest thing you can do.
Here are a few more examples. At a restaurant, instead of, "Excuse me, I was wondering if this restaurant accepts credit cards or if it's cash only." Try card or cash only. At a shop, instead of, "I'm looking for this item, but I'm not sure where it is in the store." Try show the picture and say this. At a hotel, Instead of, I made a reservation online, and I think it should be under my name. Try. Show the reservation screen and say, Reservation, Jake.
You're not being rude by using short words. You're actually making the situation easier for everyone. And if you add a smile and a thank you, it still comes across as perfectly polite.
One simple rule to remember. Short words, clear object, one question at a time.
Now let's talk about your most powerful communication tool in Japan. Your phone.
Your phone isn't just a phone. It can be your map, your phrase card, your reservation proof, your food allergy note, your train route, and your communication bridge.
In Japan, showing your screen can be so much easier than trying to explain everything out loud. For example, at a station, show your destination on Google Maps. At a hotel, show your reservation screen. At a restaurant, show a food photo or a translated allergy note. In a shop, show a product photo. And if you've lost something, show a photo of the item.
This is especially useful because many communication difficulties tend to happen in everyday situations. Restaurants, stations, shops, and hotels. In fact, a Japan tourism agency survey shows that restaurants were the most common place where visitors had communication difficulties with staff.
That really makes sense. Restaurants are full of small but important questions. What is this? How do I order? Does this have meat? Can I change this? Where do I pay? Those questions are simple. But if you can't easily explain them, they can become really stressful, really fast.
So try to prepare before you reach the counter. If you have a food allergy, have a translated sentence ready before you walk in. If you need directions, open the map before you ask. And if you have a reservation, have the confirmation screen ready to show.
It really helps to avoid that moment where you're still searching your phone at the counter with a line of people waiting behind you. That kind of situation puts pressure on everyone.
When using translation apps, keep the text short. For example, I have a reservation under the name Jake. Does this contain pork? Where is the platform for Osaka? Can I use this ticket here?
Short translations are almost always easier to read than long paragraphs. And one more tip. If your translation app gives a strange or unclear result, try typing in simpler English first. Instead of, I have a severe dietary restriction related to pork products, try, no pork, please. Simpler English usually gives you a better translation too.
Now, let's look at 5 simple Japanese phrases. You don't need perfect pronunciation. These aren't for showing off. They're tools, just to make the moment a little smoother.
Phrase number 1, sumimasen. It means excuse me, sorry, or may I ask. Use it to get someone's attention politely and gently.
For example, at a station, sumimasen. Then show your map. Simple as that.
Phrase number 2, eigo daijoubu desu ka? It means, is English okay? And if the answer is no, that's not a failure. It just means it's time to use your phone, short words, or a translation app.
Phrase number 3, kore wa? It means this one or what about this? Just point to a menu item, a ticket, a product, or a sign.
Phrase number 4, doko desu ka? It means where is it? Just say the place name first, then add this phrase. For example, toilet wa doko desu ka? That means, where is the toilet? Or if that feels too difficult, even showing the word toilet on your phone and saying doko desu ka can help.
And phrase number 5, arigatou gozaimasu. It means, thank you very much. Even if the conversation wasn't perfect, ending with a sincere thank you can really change the feeling of the whole moment.
And honestly, that really does matter. You don't need perfect Japanese. But a simple sumimasen at the start and arigatou gozaimasu at the end can make the whole interaction feel so much warmer and more friendly.
Now, let's apply this to 4 common situations. First, restaurants. If you're not sure how to order, point to the menu and say, "Kore wa?" If you have an allergy or food restriction, show a translated note before you order. It's much easier for everyone if you bring it up right at the start.
And if the restaurant is really busy, keep it extra simple. 1 screen, 1 question, 1 request. That makes things so much easier for the staff.
Second, train stations. If you're not sure about a train, show your destination and ask, "This train?" or "Platform?" At many stations, staff are used to helping travelers. And short, clear questions make the whole thing faster for everyone.
Third, shops. If you're looking for something, show a photo. You can say, "This," or "Where." That's often far more effective than trying to describe the item in English.
And fourth, hotels. Hotels usually have more experience with international guests, but smaller accommodations may still have limited English support. Have your reservation screen ready to show. Your name, the date, and your booking number all on one screen. Then simply say, "Reservation."
And the pattern is always the same. Don't try to explain everything. Show the key information, ask 1 simple question, and say thank you.
So, what should you do when English doesn't work in Japan? Keep it short, show your screen, use translation tools, ask 1 question at a time, and say thank you.
And please remember this, if someone doesn't understand your English, it doesn't mean you're not welcome. Sometimes both sides are just doing their best, and that matters.
You don't need perfect Japanese to travel in Japan. You just need a calm, simple way to make the situation a little easier for both sides.
English may not always work, but communication still can.
If you're planning your first trip to Japan, what situation makes you most nervous? Restaurants? Trains? Hotels? Shopping? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.
And if this video helped you feel even a little more confident about visiting Japan, please like, subscribe, and join us for our next video.
Smooth stay. Japan 101.
Simple Japan rules that help you feel welcome.